This is picturesque Condor Island, about 200 kilometres from Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. It's without doubt one of the most peaceful spots in a country that's moving at a scary speed. But it wasn't always so peaceful. During most of the 20th century, if you ended up here, chances were you were headed for a brutal incarceration. Condor Island is sprucing itself up now for an expected rush of travellers, but for much of its history, it's been anything but a welcoming destination. Condor was a prison island of legendary barbarity, and even today, many Vietnamese shudder at the thought of visiting for a holiday an island so drenched in the blood of their countrymen and women. To many, the island is haunted by the ghosts of the some 20,000 prisoners who perished here at the hands of the French and later the US-backed South Vietnamese regime. What started as a small prison in the 1800s expanded dramatically as the communist campaign against the French gathered strength in the 1920s. Wander through these prison grounds today, and the names of the former inmates make up a who's who of Vietnam's most celebrated communist heroes. This prison became a de facto training school for many of the men who led Vietnam to victory and unification in 1975. Pham Van Dao, Prime Minister of North Vietnam and then United Vietnam from 1955 to 1987. Lê Duẩn, General Secretary of the Communist Party for nearly 30 years till his death in 1986. And Lê Đức Thọ, Henry Kissinger's legendary adversary in the Paris peace negotiations of 1973. This place must have shaped these men, who were instrumental in the victory of the Communists against their technologically superior French and then American enemies. It probably also shaped the harsh rigidity that characterised the leadership of United Vietnam after 1975. Some of the thousands of nationalist fighters who didn't make it off Condor Island are buried in this cemetery. The French used to dump the Vietnamese corpses here. It was only after the war ended in 1975 that a proper cemetery was created. This is the grave of Vo Thi Sao. She's probably the most celebrated nationalist hero buried on the island. She was shot by the French at this prison wall in 1952, aged 19. Today there wouldn't be a town in Vietnam without a street named after her. It's the old French cemetery that now lies neglected. As you get away from the prison ramparts and start to see the island's natural beauty, a whole new experience unfolds. Condor isn't a large island, so you can explore it on a bicycle, and it has some of Vietnam's best and least congested roads. The views are amazing. And the beaches? Well, they speak for themselves, and for the moment, you can have them pretty much to yourself. These days, Condor is a military base with a thriving fishing industry. Tourism is also starting to make its mark. And if you're wondering where all the people are, you'll still be wondering after you've left Condor. The population here is just 5,000. And the main town is a delightfully sleepy place of collapsing French bungalows. Change will come fast to Condor, as it has elsewhere in Vietnam. International developers are already carving away at its beaches. and this project casts its ugly shadow over the prison ramparts. Let's hope that a balance is struck that preserves Condor's compelling story, its delightful little town, and its pristine beaches. This is Mark Bowyer on Condor Island for Rusty Compass.